Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the St. Johns County Show that's on in the morning. It's going to be a great day. It is going to be a wonderful day. I'm not just talking about our show. I'm just trying to motivate people.
I love it.
You are going to have a great day today.
I already feel great.
Make it yours.
Yeah.
Tell me what to do, Pete.
Gosh. Smile.
Gosh. Be nice, Troy.
Yeah, Troy.
Be nice.
You're the one being bossy right now.
Jeez.
God, I tried to start the show off on a good note, man. I tried to be nice, Pete, for a little while. That's why I'm never nice, Pete.
I know.
I can't fight this show. I'm sorry.
Jeez, man. All right, well, everybody's going to have a bad day. It's going to be an awful day, especially Troy.
Clean it up.
I disagree. The sheriff's here.
Okay, there we go. That helps.
Get here.
It's the brighter side of the sunny day with the sheriff.
Good time when the sheriff's here.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. All right. It's going to be a good day.
What's that hat,
It's
by
a
the
Jimmy Jam hat.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, man.
Okay, that's a good. I like that. Okay.
Supporting my friends at Jimmy Jam.
Y'all look dapper today, by the way. What's going on?
Well, they do.
Is there a wedding or something?
No, it's dry January.
Davey's been doing ties all week.
Well,
He's been doing ties all week.
So I have this huge collection of ties, and I have a rule in my house: if I don't wear it in a year, I got to throw it out. And I'm like, I don't want to get rid of my tie collection, so I got to wear these.
So you wear it every day?
Yeah, and I wore this green for you because I knew you were coming in the studio.
Look at that.
With the,
Wow.
That's awesome.
Finishing touches.
I appreciate you. That's
Very
what I'm talking
thoughtful.
Want to buy some jewelry?
That's
how I get 'em.
That was a hard turn.
That's how I get 'em.
This is why Davey does sales for us.
Right.
I mean, this is why.
I work my corner.
That's what I'm talking about.
Don't say that in front of the sheriff.
He's all right. Yeah, I'm good.
We'll talk about it later on.
We've got a lot of stories to talk about. We probably won't get to any of them today because we're going to talk to Sheriff Hardwick. And we got a lot to talk to Sheriff Hardwick about, too. A lot going on with the sheriff's office. They ran down another set of criminals recently. This never stops. It seems like every time you're here, Sheriff, we got another story about you guys running down some criminals, so we'll talk about that.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
like it's its job or something.
Well, hey, I'm just
We're
saying.
doing our job.
Hey, man. You got to pursue people sometimes. You got to chase after them sometimes. Yeah, we don't let criminals go around here. We don't just let them drive away.
They're in training for February 24th.
I know it.
What's that day? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You know we're all in. SJSO is all in.
I'm excited. You guys are all in, man.
We are.
I said earlier on the show this week, you guys have a bigger team by like times 6 than we have working on the whole games for the boxing match.
I love
it's great.
this.
No, I'm excited though. We got a lot going on, and we're going to talk about a lot of that stuff with you guys today. And we're going to start with the world famous, the aforementioned, the Florida Man Games, presented by our friends at Flowgrown. Challenge your friends to things like the Florida Sumo, the Log Slammer, which is like that wipeout ride where you jump over the poles and duck under the poles, and you try to see who gets knocked off last. We got a 70-foot obstacle course for people to challenge their friends in. You can challenge your friends in the mechanical gator. I know.
You're getting to try that next week.
Longest. I know I do get to try. Hopefully. I've been trying to try that for the last couple of weeks, but every time I schedule out there with my friend Jeff at Florida Party Works, the weather is terrible. It's just
Arctic
not
blast.
conducive for a gator ride.
Yeah, with a diaper on. I mean, seriously.
So I'm looking forward to that. We got a lot to talk about. We are...
They're already in comments. I'm just saying.
Yeah. We're sponsored locally by our friends at Ripley's, Atlantic Marine, Power Sports, SCA, Bozard, Ford, Lincoln, Mastercraft Builders, Canaan Law, and many other great local sponsors, as well as our friends at Prohibition Kitchen, who are going to be giving us some VIP specialty food out there for our VIPs. We're going to try and have pub subs out there for VIPs as well. That's our big announcement today. Pub subs for VIPs. All right, great, everybody. The big announcement out of the way. Why does nobody seem overly thrilled for
I'm
that?
fixing an issue, but go ahead.
I love a pub sub.
Pub sub's good.
I don't care for them dry. I'm sorry. You can. I don't care. I love Wawa.
Well,
I'll take Davies.
yeah, okay, yeah. Davey's.
You can have mine. That's fine. It's
Davey's
okay. Maybe I
Floyd.
have an allergic reaction to it. It's okay. It's not for everybody. I
have
love
allergic
Publix. There's a lot of good things at Publix. I love the salad. I love the rotisserie. It's just not for me.
Davey's Florida card has now been revoked.
Oh,
we have
fine.
revoked
That's
Davey's
fine.
Floridian
I'll see you
card.
later. Me and my ties
He's
will
been
go
here
back.
long enough. But it's now revoked, so it doesn't matter anyway.
That's all right. At least I don't put an apostrophe in St. John's. Just saying. Just
Did I do
saying.
that?
No, but
No.
a lot of people have. I called them out this morning on my page. Yes.
I know. I try to make that. My phone always autocorrects it to
You
put
can
the
fix it
apostrophe.
in settings. We helped Pastor Jeff this morning fix it. Yeah.
I need to learn how to do that in
The
settings.
shortcuts. Yeah. You just put John's and then it'll go SJC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, our friends at Amp Hardcore Gym giving you a free membership if you are in for the Florida Man game. So if you bought a ticket, you live here in St. Johns County, or if you're competing on a team, they will give you a free gym membership out there. Just
Legendary.
show them your ticket out there at Amp Gym. It's a great place to work out. Great place to work out. All the firefighters are training out there. Saw some training footage of the firefighters recently. So, Sheriff, they're in for this, man. They're taking this very, very seriously. Yeah.
You asked us. You said we asked. We're all in. We're all in.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
gonna be a great event. I'm super excited.
Where are you guys training?
Can't tell you it's classified.
Oh,
no,
wow,
actually,
okay.
there's a couple locations just because they train out to our emergency operations center, which is our training division out there.
Right.
And then also too, there's another location where we store some motorcycles and some other vehicles in the agency. So we set up the boxing ring in there. That's the
All
PAL boxing
right.
ring is in there. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool,
So
man.
They're kind of all spread around.
Yeah, your
with it.
facilities is as good as any place in town.
Far
So,
right, yeah.
so-
And AMP 2 reached out to us. So I think some of ours are going to AMP 2 as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, the FloridaManGames.com. Check it out. Get your tickets. VIP is completely sold out. Told you guys to get a VIP ticket while you had a chance, and now it is completely sold out.
You could add some more, couldn't you?
No.
Just kidding. Okay. Alrighty.
We are at VIP capacity, sir.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
Sounds
great.
good.
Great. Lots of tickets out there. Lots of people going to be there. The FloridaManGames.com. All right. Also, our friends at Bozard Ford Lincoln, who are great sponsors of the Florida Man Games as well as every show on this network, by the way. We are huge fans of Bozard Ford Lincoln, and we're glad they're huge fans of us. They're celebrating 75 years in St. Augustine, Northeast Florida. They're here for you. You can experience their extensive selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, quick and quality servicing, and their parts and accessory shop that'll just blow your mind. Make sure you grab a signature burger at Ford's Garage while you're there. They offer services from home delivery to company fleet servicing. At Bozard Ford Lincoln, your family is their family, and they're driven to inspire. Also, our friends at Fidus Roofing, Great Expectations Realty and Auction, Cheba Hut Toasted Sub, St. Augie's Pizza, BHF Insurance, Chris Lucero Bail Bonds, bless you, Troy, and Willow Mane. That threw me off. Your sneeze threw me off.
That was okay.
But I've been sneezing a lot recently, man. It's this cold weather, and I don't know if there's some allergies. I think I'm allergic to my dog. This is the season when I get allergic to my dog.
Really?
Yeah.
I was fighting that one. It was one of those hard buildups. Like,
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Like two pigs wrestling in a woolly sock. Yeah.
the pig's one.
Joining me at the table today, Troy Blevins, Davey Hartzell, Sheriff Hardwick, behind the glass, Clay Blasser. How you guys doing?
Happy Friday.
Outstanding.
Oh, it's the weekend!
Yeah, there we go.
We're having some issues I'm trying to fix, just the FYI.
Oh, okay.
What does that mean?
The people aren't seeing the show, so I'm trying to tag people
I
in.
know it was weird this morning. I didn't get the alert.
Yeah.
Something was weird.
Should we be
Yeah.
blaming Clay, or is that Clay's job, or what's
No,
going
no,
on?
no, I got you.
Yeah.
Just kidding, Clay. Just kidding.
Pew,
Just
pew,
kidding.
pew.
It's a Mark thing. Old Mark up there at the top at old FB. He's,
But we sure are proud of your career, buddy. I love Threads. I
Yeah,
love you,
Threads
buddy.
is great.
Thank you
We
so
love Threads, and
much.
Facebook is amazing.
Go get 'em!
Yeah. Z-Man.
God bless you.
All right. Question of the day, Troy.
All right. Question of the day is: what's the most interesting or surprising show you binge watched? Like you started watching, like I don't know, and it just like totally drug you in.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you what it was. So I met a really cute girl at one point in my life. I won't say when.
It was like
Mother Teresa. I mean, like, okay, yeah,
At one
here
point
we
in my
go.
life. Yeah, at one point in my life. We won't
Sounds
get,
like a while
we
ago.
won't get too specific so we don't throw
Yeah.
anybody out there.
True story.
So she's like, you gotta watch this McDonald's documentary about McDonald's,
Yes.
right?
Size me up.
Yeah, that was a couple years ago. And so I watched it so I'd have something to talk about with this chick. And
Because your conversation skills are only good behind the microphone.
yeah, you know that. Yeah, you know that. I'm getting better. But I was surprisingly into it. I got really into it, man. I binge watched the whole season of that stuff. Yeah, so it's really fun.
So McDonald's.
The McDonald's, I think it's
It
called
was
Size
about
Me Up or something.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was the one about
Super Size Me.
No, it was
was
the
the
one
other
about
one. I know which
the
one you're
rigging of the game, rigging of the Monopoly
Oh, the
game.
Monopoly!
Yeah.
That was on
Yeah.
Netflix.
Yes. HBO, I think, actually.
No.
Was it? Was it? Okay. Anyway, I'll find that and fact check. But I'm going to go with The Bear on Hulu. If you haven't seen this, Run, Don't Walk. It is such a good show.
Yeah, I like that guy from Shameless, but I've only been able to.
Jeremy White, don't get it right.
Shameless is good too.
Yeah.
Shameless is. I was surprised by that one. I watched that recently, and that was good too.
He's also the cover model for Calvin Klein this month. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no. I saw, I was his body double for that.
I don't believe that.
No way.
Oh
You're
boy.
rolling down a hill compared to Jeremy White. My God.
Down a hill.
He's a brick house.
Okay. What about you, Clay? What about you?
I don't know, maybe Futurama.
Futurama.
Yeah, it's a fun one. I watched it when
It
it
is a
came
fun
out,
one.
so I didn't binge Futurama.
Yeah.
I did like Futurama.
Yeah.
I thought it had just the high amount of quality of sarcasm I needed in my
Yeah.
Clay,
Yeah.
I thought you were going to Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's more surprising for me because I said I'd never watch it.
Right.
So good.
Still haven't. I still haven't watched it. Never going to. Never going to. What about you, Sheriff?
Sheriff, what you got?
I actually, believe it or not, somebody told me to watch this documentary series on Jake Paul.
Oh wow.
And I was thinking to myself, you got to be kidding me. So I get in this thing, and of course it's on Netflix, and I watch it. I don't have a whole lot of time, so it was like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Of course.
And then I got addicted to him. Like, okay, this kid, I mean, he could fight. I mean, it's kind of
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, he's
Yeah.
a rapper, and I mean, he was a storytale partier. I mean, him and his brother.
I'm going to watch this.
You have to watch it,
Jake
actually.
Paul, the problem child.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
And it kind of goes through how he took care of his parents, took care of his little brother, and his brother had fallen out, but then he became a world champ. I mean, the guy, basically he was a kind of like a show. I mean, so everybody's kind of like, no, this isn't boxing. You're taking away from the boxing, the core of it.
Right.
And he brought this show.
He was getting the best trainers. I mean,
Seriously.
Yeah, so, I mean,
He
Yeah.
was also fighting guys who weren't necessarily.
But he ended up fighting
It
some
wasn't
good
like
ones,
this
though,
time.
towards the end there.
Yeah.
That's what was kind of crazy. I mean,
Okay.
so I ended up watching
I
this.
added that to my list.
I'm telling you, I mean, don't be upset with like the first 20, 30 minutes, kind of like, oh, this guy's.
No, I got to
he's an
fold
idiot.
laundry. I got to do a bunch of
Gotcha.
things at the
Good
same
to go.
time. My
Yeah.
ADD
Jake
is like a
Paul.
mess.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to come out still thinking he's an idiot. But
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. It's just, I actually got roped into it. Was the question? Which
Yeah,
way?
yeah.
To watch the whole thing.
Already
Okay.
profiling. Geez.
All right.
Yeah, his character.
yeah.
All right.
And I'll tell you, I'm going back a little bit, but I love Breaking Bad, but I kind of expected to love Breaking Bad because everybody loved Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
The one that caught me off guard and I got into, and it always seems to happen when you binge. Like the first 3 or 4 seasons are great, and then they go 2 seasons too long, and that's Orange is the New Black.
Oh, but then the last season, I was like, forget it.
That's
I
what
was
I'm
over.
saying. It was like I was locked in.
I give you that,
I was
though.
like-
It was
I like,
good.
I didn't expect to
Piper,
like it.
yeah.
I didn't expect to like it. And then I watched it and I was like, oh man. And then like season 4 and 5, I was just like,
Nah,
what
I
the
know.
hell am I doing with my life?
It was like they got too many. Yeah, I
You
agree
got better
with
things to
you.
do.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly what I
Right.
was at. I was like, okay, but I'm so far in.
Yeah, it was a well written
Finish it.
show in the
Finish it.
beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Weeds was good too. That was another
Weeds
one.
is good.
All right.
But there's something to expect because it gets all the hype. Like
Right,
Game
right.
of Thrones, you expect because
Expect it.
everybody talks about it. Breaking Bad, you expect. Everybody loved
Yeah,
it. So
yeah.
Orange is the New Black kind of caught me off guard, and I got locked in, and then I couldn't get out.
Telling you ever been in the restaurant industry? The Bear. You've got to see it, you
okay, I
guys.
gotta check that out. I gotta write that down.
I've caught
So
about
good.
4 or 5 of them. And
Yeah.
No, and I do like it. He's a great actor. So
Yep.
Really good actor. Yeah. All right. Good. I'll be looking forward to what you guys are saying out there in comments world. With that said, we flip it back to Troy for a quick check of the weather. Troy.
rain's going away.
That's encouraging quick check of the weather.
Nice.
Brought to you by Great Expectations Realty and Auction, who can sell your home, your business, and everything in it. Check them out at geauction.com, gerealty.us. We now go to Clay Blasser for our morning traffic report. Clay?
All right, let's see here. Well, we got an accident on 95.
Oh, look at that.
No
wow.
way. That's not normal.
out there.
Cleared roadways
So
out there
frustrating.
today. Clear roadways out there today unless you're heading south on 95. Don't expect to get anywhere quick as there's an overturned truck in the woods right before the 16 exit down to 1 lane as they clear that up. Upcoming traffic pattern changes on US 1 starting on the 21st. Don't ask me what they are, but I saw a sign and it opened up my eyes to the northbound US 1. Open up my eyes to the northbound US 1. A traffic cone is about 1.5 feet into the left lane, so
I did see
swerve,
that.
but not too far. Downtown looks clear, of course, but expect bridge openings every 30 as waterways look nice today. A1A and 312 was a breeze, and I don't see any cops on the GPS. They must know they can slack because the sheriff's in the studio today.
No, they're on 95.
From the 904 now.
That's right.
Oh, they're on 95.
They're on 95.
That's true. It's all from the 904 now Traffic Center, brought to you by Amara Med Spa.
Wow.
He's giving real traffic reports now. Can you believe that? That's unbelievable.
Players not going to be employed here much longer. He's going to be picked up by the big people up in DC.
Yeah, well, I know.
Clay,
That's
that
what we're
voice was
always
lovely.
worried of. That's what we're always
Voice
worried
was
about.
lovely. Very professional.
Great, right?
I know.
know.
The sheriff's office very soon in my PIO division.
Wow. No, you
I'm just
cannot
kidding,
take
just
him
kidding,
from
just
us.
kidding,
We
just
need Clay.
Just kidding.
We need Clay.
He's like, I'm open for negotiation.
We have free dental.
Oh, boy. We don't have that. We do not.
It's little things.
Stop trying to entice
I'm
him
just
over
kidding.
there.
I'm just kidding.
Jeez.
I got to win first anyway, so let's one thing at a time. One step at a time. One step at a time. Then Clay's
Don't
gonna-
look at the whole staircase. Take
Yeah.
it one step at a time.
And then Clay calls you in August. Can I get a job back? Sheriff's leaving.
Well, look, campaigning can be stressful.
Oh, my
And
goodness
if you
gracious.
are tired, Sheriff, you may need a skin revival because it's showing on your skin, and you can do that at Amara Med
What are
Spa.
you trying to say? Is it am I showing age? Say it. Oh my! Everybody just stared at me.
You can
Davey,
smooth that out. Yeah. They've got all this
It's
cool
not too
stuff.
This agency's
It's not too late.
This job ages you in dog
It
years.
does.
I get it. Yeah. So why don't you go to
Got the
Amara Med
crow's
Spa?
feet going
Treat
on.
yourself.
Yeah. Their unmatched expertise and luxurious ambiance sets them apart in a league of their own. They provide personalized treatments and rejuvenating facials to bring back your youthful radiance, Sheriff. I mean, Troy. No one in town comes close. You have high standards, and so do they. Start your journey to a more beautiful and vibrant you at the Amara Med Spa.
All right.
All right. Sheriff, you recently got invited to a UF basketball game. Is this true?
Yeah, I did.
Tell me about this.
yeah,
This is
so-
exciting. I assume it's exciting, but I don't know any of the details on it.
So actually, I'm going to back up a little bit. When we had our officer-involved shooting up in Nocatee, Kendall and I that day were heading over to the University of Florida to be honored at the beginning of the game at midfield by the Florida Gators and by
Wow.
ViStar. So we were physically on the way there, and believe it or not, they were actually playing Arkansas for that game too as well.
Okay.
So we were there on the way there, and of course, our officer-involved shooting occurred at Nocatee, so we did a U-turn, of course, and went and supported our community and our agency. So. The funny thing was, a lot of people in St. Johns County, were like, "Where are you at? We see you on the big." So they had a big screen presentation, and of course the stadium was full, playing Arkansas SEC game, and everybody was texting, "Where are you at? I see you on the field." We weren't even there. So University of Florida felt bad, so they did it again for us, against Arkansas at the beginning of the game last weekend over at University of Florida.
Okay.
And a sold-out crowd, just over 10,000 people in there, and they honored my wife and I, for our military service in the beginning of the game, and it was
That's awesome.
very emotional. Presented us with a game ball, and
That is so cool.
Yeah, it was very emotional, and it really took care of us. The athletic director and the assistant athletic director just really took care of us, and just a great relationship and partnership. Same thing. We were on the court this time, and people are texting, our sheriffs here in Gainesville. So just powerful that University of Florida would recognize us for our military service and our law enforcement service, but it was really honed in on the military service. So yeah, it was emotional. They took good care of us, and again, just recognize, and of course my wife too, for her sacrifices when I spent probably close to 3 years on the road for deployments, and stuff. So
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah.
Powerful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
That's
That's a big
awesome.
deal.
It was excellent. Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, we
Cool.
kind of got to see behind the scenes too of the basketball game.
Yeah. What's that like?
These kids are spoiled, man.
Right?
These kids. Yeah, it's a big to do. But the band they had a big, of course, the University of Florida band is in the stadium. I mean, it was just, it was a heck of they put on a heck of a show, meaning that,
Yeah.
of course, Florida, really wore out, Arkansas. But the whole show itself, we had heard to the grapevine, it was a big show in that stadium in there. And we hadn't been there in years for the O'Connell Center. It was powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, flames shooting up top of the basketball hoop with
Whoa,
introductions.
pyrotechnics.
Whoa.
Nice.
Yeah, and the
Jeez.
band was phenomenal. The student section was directly across from us. That was entertaining by itself.
Oh yeah. Yeah, boy. That student
Wow.
section gets into it.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, the things you hear coming from that student section during the game directed at those players on the opposing team.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah. But
That's
anyway,
something to experience.
Great time. And we appreciate the support, University of Florida and, of course, ViStar. But just a powerful night for us twice by University of Florida.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, speaking of University of Florida, you got a University of Florida legend coming to help you guys with the boxing match on February 24th.
Super excited.
Don't you?
Brandon James and I have been friends for a long, long time. And I'll be honest with you, when this Swamp Kings came out through Netflix, right, I know, very well. But when Swamp Kings came back out, it really revitalized these University of Florida Gators. supporters, especially during that time era.
Yeah.
So, of course, Brandon James is a longtime friend. Of course, he's been a competitor of mine, too, as we've coached against each other for years. And he was the offensive coordinator this year for St. Augustine High School when the Jackets went all the way to the state championship under Coach Braddock. So, again, Swamp Kings really, if you haven't watched that Netflix series, really, those are a lot of local kids. Tim Tebow, Brandon James. There's some other ones in there too as well. That's some hometown kids that came from here, played sports here, went on and did great things, and continue to do great things. So he's one of our judges. Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
awesome.
And then
That
Marcus
is super
Pollard
cool.
actually 2 days ago confirmed too as well. Marcus,
Jaguar.
Yeah, Marcus and I
Wow.
are very, very close. And he was a Colt too as well, just like Brandon James. He was a Colt too as well. So and then now he's in their player development here. His son Micah is up in Michigan playing football. He came out of Bartram on the state championship team. Yeah, so just got a personal relationship with him. We became friends, and he's a phenomenal man. So so we got him. We also got Ernest Wilford coming. He's a personal friend of mine. He's a former Jaguars and a Dolphins and a Jaguars where he retired.
And a great golfer, I hear, by the way, too, actually.
The guy is a phenomenal golfer. Marcus is too, I believe.
Really?
Yep. So we got those 3 Jaguars coming, and then we have Alejandre Cafe Dantes coming, who's a nationally known IBJJF master champion in jiu-jitsu. He's coming out of the Rio de Janeiro fight club down there.
Jeez.
Yeah, and then we also pulled James Singletary, who's also an IBJJF.
Wow, man.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So we pulled him, and then
If I'm sitting in the fire department, I'm like, oh,
yeah, we pulled some heavy hitters. We're waiting on one more UFC guy, and all these people live here, which is kind of cool.
It's wild how many people you don't even know live here in St. Johns
and
County.
they've been huge supporters of Kendall and I, of course, and our agency, but more so they've been supportive of us in this community as we went through some difficult cases over the years since I've been the sheriff. So yeah, powerful. So we got 2 more potentially. Rashad Evans actually was in, if you know UFC champ Rashad Evans.
Sure.
He trains out of a local fight club. His brother does over in Green Cove Springs, but he is going to do he's still involved very, very heavily with the UFC. So he will not be here, but he may just blow into town that weekend. But we got another
That'd be
big
cool.
neighbor that's actually still very, very involved that we're waiting on. Ken Shamrock, of course, as you know, he's now the new sponsor of the new owner of Bare Knuckles Fighting, which is taken off nationally.
Yeah.
Internationally, so they're trying to host an event around the same time period in Miami. So we're just kind of waiting on him. Yeah,
didn't Van Strange want to take on Ken Shamrock? I thought that.
I didn't hear anything about that.
That's what
I didn't hear anything about that. I heard nothing about that. That's not in any. That's not in any plan anywhere. Nope.
Down the gauntlet.
No,
and
nope.
said, "Ken,
That's not going to
bring it."
happen. That's not going to happen.
That's what I heard.
Van's
No,
been
you heard
training,
wrong.
though.
But going
You
back
heard
to
wrong.
Brandon James, his dad is just an amazing
First
man,
class, buddy.
and his brothers play on that team.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
just
Yeah.
I mean, just a whole team of athletes. The 4 brothers are just all
Yeah.
amazing athletes. So
And as you know, too, Kenny Logan is also related to the Brandon James family too as well.
Brandon's half brother.
That's
on
his
the
half
mom's
brother,
side.
right? And Kenny, Kenny Logan, I think you're going to see him. Of course, he had a heck of a year with the Jayhawks last year in Kansas. He's number 1, meaning he wears the number 1 there, and he played another year there. Going to go higher in the draft. They had a better season this year, so they come from such
Well, he won
a
defensive player of the game in the bowl game.
in the bowl game. Yeah, he's a stud, man. And
Yeah.
Kenny's a Pedro kid, of course, and as you know, Brandon's a St. Augustine High kid. It's just a lot of good athletes in all these sports here in St. Johns County. So we're glad to have them there and partner up with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Shannon
exciting.
Miller actually was going to be in. She lives in St. Johns County too as well.
The gymnast?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's a punter beater
But they were
person.
like, it's a boxing thing. We'll bring her in for something else. So she's a personal friend of another friend of ours. So
She's incredible.
yeah, and she's still like literally a rock star in that world of gymnastics too, as far as like
I met her eons ago. We were both at the Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs, and she was across. I was in the swimming pool, obviously, and she was in the gymnasium.
Yeah.
I wonder. Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
have a picture
She's
of her
here locally, by
somewhere.
the
If you two standing side by side, would
Oh,
look
she
so awkward.
absolutely. And at that point, I was literally like just like $1.25 wet. Like I was like nothing.
Yeah, but
Now
you're
I'm
still like 6'5".
yeah.
4'8",
Absolutely.
4'5".
I think I got that picture somewhere. I got to find that. That'd be cool to run into her again.
I'll get her to see you again.
I'd love to see her.
By
Yeah,
far.
that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
So anyway,
That's
we
cool.
got some, and we're willing to add some other ones too as well. Tony Baselli, of course, now he's a Hall of Famer, and you can, and I hope you're listening, Tony. But now he became a whole Hall of Famer. Rob went from like the top tier we talk weekly to now I'm at the bottom
Really?
tier. I'm not a Hall of Famer with him anymore.
See?
He's a big man again.
Tony,
I
come
hope you're
on.
listening, Tony.
Yeah.
Boy, we'd love to have
Yeah.
Tony Baselli out there.
Hey.
Come on, Tony.
And
Come
we're still
on.
having Donovan Darius.
Don't feel bad.
Donovan Darius too is
He's one of my favorite Jaguars growing
I'm
up.
a big Donovan Darius
One of
fan.
my
So him
favorites.
and I were texting, and he ghosted me for a couple days. So Ernest Warford's going to work on.
Don't spit on me.
Ernest Warford's going to work on that one for me.
The sheriff's just calling everybody out, man.
I love that these guys are good to me, man. They're good to me.
Don't feel bad about Tony. Tony took me out of his phone a long time ago.
Oh, for real? What'd you do now? Good Lord.
He's a great dude, and it's when him and Mark were just finishing up their career.
Oh, yeah.
So he's a good dude. So when he lost all the weight and decided to be a triathlon is when
he's a massive man.
He's a huge man.
He's a I'm just gonna guess. He's 6'6". He's got to be 6'5",
I think
6'6".
I think he's 6'6", 6'7".
We had him in. He came in for something at the radio station when I was working at WFOY, WAOC back in the day. And we brought him into that WAOC radio station. It was the one in the back, all the way at the end of the hall.
Right,
the tiny little one. I mean, it's half the size of this room.
Man, yeah.
He didn't fit. We had to leave the door open because he didn't fit in there.
Set the chair in the doorway.
Yeah, I mean, we really did.
Well, we got a local giant here, too. Justin Carter's a big boy.
He's one of the competitors for the Florida Man games.
He's either 6'5". Love you, Justin, by the way. I know you listen, but Justin is either 6'5" or 6'6". And the last time him and I were coaching together, he came out to practice one time, and I said, what are you weighing in, big boy? He's like 385. I about fell out. Fell out.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if you know or not, he was a mechanic on a Chinook helicopter. He's an Army vet.
Really?
He was a mechanic on a Chinook helicopter. 385.
Jeez, man.
Yeah. He was playing for the Sharks for a bit.
Yep, he was.
Year before
last season, I think year before last season.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
You got some rock stars
he's a
out there,
beast.
brother.
At that size, you don't even have to block. You just have to get in the way.
385. Yeah, you stand up. Yeah. Good stuff. Anyway, sorry.
That's exciting.
That's
Super
awesome.
exciting.
Fun
Yeah.
stuff.
We are bringing our own Hall of Famer out there to the games.
Are you really?
That's not
Yep.
the big announcement.
Well, it is.
Is it?
Well, that's the tease for the big announcement.
Oh, here we go.
That's all we get?
That's all we get today. Yep.
Oh, everybody in comments is like
Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a hint. Recent Hall of Famer for his college.
Brian Boitano.
That's not true.
So off.
Really?
Way off.
Hall of Famer
And you
for
usually
his-
tell me stuff. You're not telling me stuff on purpose. Do I tell? Okay. All right. Never mind.
Nope.
All right.
Well, Brandon James is that.
Teammate of Brandon James. All right, anyway, that's way too much.
wow.
That's way too much. Way too much.
You need to stop. Yeah.
Yeah,
stop.
way too much information.
Yeah, because I got it.
Careful.
Yep.
I'm a college fanatic.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Okay, good
He
stuff.
recently did a Florida Man commercial on TV. It's pretty awesome. So, yeah.
All right.
So there you go.
You guys are going big time.
I hope that's enough for everybody to put the pieces together because that's the unofficial.
Oh,
That's the unofficial announcement. The official announcement coming very soon.
Let's say the math is mathing, everybody.
Math is mathing.
I will tell you right now, there's a lot of diehard fans here in St. Johns County. They've already figured that out.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope so.
I want to
Let it
show
rain.
you why.
Yeah,
Is it in the
already-
comments?
already
No, it's in
happened.
a text to me.
See, there you go. All right, hey, coming back to St. Johns County here. You guys got some new dogs walking around the jail. I love how you guys are getting the dogs involved in what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Tell me about these new dogs and why. Why are you
this
implementing
is a
these
relatively
strategies?
new program across the United States, but unfortunately, narcotics get into our jail, and that's, again, going back to this addiction thing, where they're feeding that addiction, of course, while they're in the jail. So we've had a couple overdoses since I've been your sheriff, and we had to step it up. And we're talking, they're going through scanners. I don't need to get into specifics of where they're hiding the drugs at, but I think everybody can kind of put it together where the drugs come in. Again, you got to think addiction too as well. So with that being said, we reached out basically saying, hey, who has narcotics dog that work in the jail? And this is not to protect just my employees, 141 employees or deputy sheriffs and over 200 employees that work in the jail, but this is my inmate population because it's just that small percentage that don't abide by the rules. So that being said, we did some research out there. I kind of put my K-9 team on it. I know Sergeant McGuire and Corporal Hill have been phenomenal at this. I gave my corrections staff some direction. Next thing you know, we found two dogs. They're two GSPs, German short-haired pointers.
Cool.
They came out. They're two sisters that came out of Canada. They arrived here 3 weeks ago through a midnight flight over to Marion County, and then they were delivered here. We got two deputy sheriffs that were picked through a very hard selection process through our regular K-9 deputy sheriffs that work on the road.
Okay.
And just phenomenal. Nathan Laban was actually selected, and Deputy Nathan Laban was selected, and Deputy Ruff, it's his first name, Harris, was selected too as well.
How perfect is that, actually?
So the two little GSPs were here. I just real quick story. I usually grab a cup of coffee in the morning time before the sun comes up and just do a perimeter, walk of my jail just to see if I see something that our deputies haven't seen. And anyway, so the dogs had just flown in the night before, and they were actually in the yard right across the street here playing with their handlers, and they were off the chain. They were jumping. There was no discipline. I'm like, this is not going to be good.
Well, they're Canadian. They're seeing Florida for the first time.
they're Canucks dogs. I didn't even think about that. They're Canucks. Yeah. Anyway, so yesterday I surprise visited them. We have a great partnership with Billy Woods and Marion County Sheriff's Office. They are doing the same exact thing at the same exact time. One of the best trainers probably in the country, Jay Nix, is one of their deputies. He's training those dogs over there. So it's an 8 to 12 week process. But we went there yesterday and visited, just an impromptu visit without them knowing. They were doing jail cells. And their jail is probably 4 times the size of ours. And our 2 dogs were just disciplined. I mean, it was a different dog from 3 weeks ago. And I can show you videos, of course. I took some videos. So anyways, they'll be up and running here in about 8 to 12 weeks. The goal will be to all the properties of the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office will have these 2 narcotic dogs working there.
All right.
Of course, very unorthodox shifts, but opposite of each other. But the primary, of course, is the jail, the booking area. And of
who
course,
takes care of them?
So these are 2 regular St. Johns County Sheriff's Office deputies. So they'll go home with their handlers.
Cool.
Yep,
Okay.
Yep, they will. Yeah.
So not like Sandy? Is it Sandy a little bit different?
Yeah, Sandy's the therapy dog along with Simba. Those are 2 therapy dogs. So they're not, I hate to say this, but they're not sworn in as deputy sheriffs. These 2 dogs will be deputy.
So they're like little
Raven and
sheriffs.
Cora.
Little sheriffs.
Raven and Cora.
Okay.
Yeah, so
They're civilians.
Yeah.
Yes.
patrol,
And these are going to be deputy sheriffs. So we'll physically swear these dogs in once they pass the training.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so
There
the
you
goal
go.
is, of course, this
Raise
isn't...
your right paw.
Yeah. They probably could do it, for goodness sakes.
Yeah, right? You got to teach them that.
Yeah, super excited. So again, this is, and I'm not a big fan of stacking charges on people. Let's go ahead and if we find some drugs, and let's give them the alternative. If you got it on you, get it out. Let's get rid of it, and then we don't add additional introduction of contraband into an inmate facility. We know it's an addiction issue. So with that being said, they should be on the ground literally here within the next month or 2 at the most. Yeah. So Cora and Raven are welcome to their family.
That is so cool.
It always just stands out to me, your compassion for people, whether it's your deputy sheriffs, whether it's the inmates in your jail.
Yep.
I mean, you care about people. How's the sheriff's office changed over the last few years since you've been sheriff?
Everything changes, of course, with leadership. Everything changes with, society too as well, and kind of what the focus is now in society. And the focus in society now, of course, is mental health and addiction and getting people back on their feet. And with that being said, it's something I wanted to do. Of course, I started my career in corrections 30 years ago or 29 years ago. And with that being said, I saw things in corrections. I was like, we're not doing anything to get anybody better. Matter of fact, we're probably making them worse and putting them back out in society, and then we hold them accountable for their actions. So then I went to work for the Flagler County Jail, of course, and I saw the same thing there, where we were trying to help people get back on their feet. So here, fast forward, of course, to your sheriff here in St. Johns County, and listen, we've all been knocked down, me included. And with that being said, we can't forget that the times we got knocked down, who got us back up, and how we got back up on our feet, and how people responded. So here I am now, of course, I love that. Matter of fact, I was at Marion County Jail yesterday. They have a population of 1,600 inmates in that jail. I'm at 431.
Holy guacamole.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
What are they doing over there?
Their population for their county is 375 minus 300. I don't know.
Oh, they need church.
Wow.
Well, anyways, you also get that inner county or interstate stuff too, where there's no ocean. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Right.
Now I understand.
It's kind of
Painting the
population.
picture.
Yeah,
I got you
kind of
now.
population kind of driven. So again, it's just me just kind of doing what I feel good about. I feel better at the end of the daytime when we're getting people back on their feet. I'm not afraid to walk anywhere in St. Johns County and walk into a restaurant and talk to a person that's served time in my jail or has done something wrong where they people kick you when you're down.
Absolutely.
And I'm not a fan of kicking when you're down. I like helping you get back up when you're down because people helped me get back up when I was down. So that's what it's personal. And you see that what happens. Your recidivism is lower. 2.5 years, 3 years now, over 3 years now as your sheriff. The recidivism is down almost 10%.
Yeah.
Our reentry program is so robust. There's nothing we say no to. Anybody wants to partner up with us. As a matter of fact, we just had Department of Justice here the other day looking at our program saying, what are you guys doing here?
Really?
Department of Justice and University of Florida came here to study our program.
Wow.
To say, what are you guys doing here different? But then it became a better relationship with the city of St. Augustine and reaching out to the homeless. I mean, of course, you're downtown all the time. But going downtown and going, okay, we can't just do a revolving door here. It's not going to help the purpose. So we partnered up with Sergeant Garman. Sergeant Garman got promoted and put downtown in charge of the bike unit in downtown. And we started identifying those prolific people, but not just get them in here. But
another great athlete that's come out of St. Augustine.
by far,
So,
Brittany Garman.
Just amazing basketball player.
And then our-
She used to whoop up on all the dudes playing
Yeah,
basketball.
she's
I
a
mean,
great basketball player.
she's on SWAT.
Yeah.
But and then our reunification program, where we started finding where are you from? Well, I'm from, wherever, Oregon. Okay, what do you have there? Well, I have family, I have friends. I just can't get back there. I can't afford to get back there. and your addiction is here. So we started doing a reunification program. We're well over 160 people now within just the last year of getting them back to their families and friends, and 2 have returned out of 160. And out of 160 were homeless.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
I mean, it was
That's
not like,
significant.
and I always use this analogy, but this is just being, kind of funny. But this isn't the DeSantis put him on a plane in Martha's Vineyard. This is us putting him on a plane and resources on the opposite end of where you came from. That could help
There's
you get
help
back
on
in.
the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a story here too. I'd love to bring him in here, but this guy now, who got arrested two, three times here, he's now one of the top agents for New York life insurance.
Really?
Yeah, he comes
Find
in.
your purpose.
He comes in. It's kind of funny. I say he dressed like Davey. He comes in tie, suit, comes into our agency, brings donuts and stuff in there and coffee, and said, "Thank you for helping me." And he's the guy who ran into the hallway going, "What is your story and why are you in here?"
Yeah.
I'm making mistakes in life. I got an addiction problem, alcohol problem. Good.
When you started talking about this about a year ago, you said a famous quote to me that stuck to me. You said you are not your failures. Your failures lead to your successes.
I have to agree with you.
And I think that I think that resonated with me
Yeah.
because I think that we have to appreciate the times that we fall on our butts and
I
be
agree.
able to just get up by ourselves.
Yeah.
We're not looking for the resource of other people. We did it by ourselves. And I think
I
that
totally
human
agree.
being got buy-in on his life and said, you know what? I can make a difference. I can do something
I agree.
different than the usual mundane thing. So yeah, hats off on this program. I think it's really important.
We live in such a house of glass, I'm telling you. Me
Yeah.
included too as well.
Yeah,
People
man.
think because I wear this uniform that this kid was just this perfect kid through his entire life. It's wrong. You're wrong. I live
No, I know
life.
different.
Yeah, true. you do, my friend. but I live life, and again, I had those people that helped me get back on my feet and didn't look at those mistakes we made in life, and got back on my feet and did things, and now I can go. I've been there. My wife. The other day, I talked to a young couple that works for me, and we were talking about. They said I made a comment about WIC. And I noticed that they knew what WIC meant. Well, women, infant, and children, you wouldn't know what that meant unless you're on it. Well, we were on WIC. My wife and I got WIC every Friday at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and we got free egg, cheese, bread, and milk. I'm not embarrassed to say that.
Right, yeah.
I mean, we had to survive. And I mean, soldiers, we can fight for your country and you can do all these things, but you couldn't come back and afford to live in the
couldn't afford a
post with your
house.
families. Right. Yeah.
And that gave you empathy. I mean, I think they also understand people's stories, seeing the full story.
Humanizes you, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I agree. So I feel like I'm not going to look at people, and people get in these positions right here and they forget where they came from, to include you were at the bottom of the rank one time as a deputy sheriff, not knowing what even the word statute meant. And then now you're the top and you forget where you came from. Well, I love my troops. My heart is with the people that are the nuts and bolts behind the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. And I think it shows. I mean, it's real, it's legit. And if this life takes me somewhere else, meaning that if the people don't put me back here as another term, then life will move on with me. I don't get knocked down and never get back up again. I get
No,
back
you'll
up
still
and I
be in the
drive on.
trenches with all of us.
I'll be here I'm coming on board here.
Yeah.
You offer me $10 a year.
Yeah.
That's right. That's all we can pay people. Jeez.
He's getting a raise.
Self-donated. I'm going to pay myself $10 a year.
All right, and I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to your detective team. And can you just brag about like how technology has changed over the last 15 years?
Yeah.
I mean, some of the stuff that these guys were doing in the investigation I was involved in.
Yeah.
I mean, Kyle Cubbage was just
that team's
there,
amazing.
there all the time for us. And just talk about like some of the technology and the changes of just IDing people in cars and stuff like that.
Sure.
And what these guys do on a regular basis.
One thing I was going to talk about too, and there's a couple of good cases we've had with the same unit too as well. And I don't want to just spotlight that unit. It just happens that there's a lot of good cases going on with that unit. But these cases are so complex because we add these media devices in there too as well. And now we're adding in something else called AI, as you know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all these other parameters out there that we have to, the variables that are making it more and more difficult. Some of this, I'll tell you, is a little bit of old-fashioned police work. And that's what kind of is in Sergeant Cubbage's, unit in the property crimes unit, which is what we're talking about, of course, with your case. But with that being said, I mean, we're taking that and then we're using modern technology policing behind the keyboards. We're not blasting this out on, live PD and these stupid TV shows.
Yeah.
We blast it out to our community because we're proud of it. And we want our community to know that we do technology-based policing in here. We do not, we don't abuse it, and our community knows that. We don't use it for these silly cases. We use it for these violent cases and these felony cases, where we use license plate readers, where we watch cameras and kind of, where we hone in on maybe a Circle K camera system that we can kind of see a car going by. These partnerships we're sharing with businesses businesses in St. Johns County where we can see their cameras, Ring doorbell. I say Ring, but there's a million types of different cameras out there where communities will reach out saying, hey, I have camera footage. So that being said, again, it's using all that technology, working side by side with our real-time intelligence center, and honestly, just a little bit of boots on ground. You'll see recently here last week, and Kendall and I were physically driving back from the University of Florida game on Saturday night. A very brief car chase, but it was our units basically pitted a car that ran from them coming out of Calvin Klein. Multiple thefts were occurring in that area. We pitted the car. The driver took off running. We didn't get the driver at that time, but we secured everybody else in the vehicle. They ran into the fence there by the Adam and Eve store right across the street there by Stable.
Oh,
Okay, that was their research.
So we had a canine track and stuff. Well, we don't give up. They committed 30 crimes of the same. I'm sorry, that's another case I'm going to type out. But they were another bunch of, career criminals, prolific criminals. They came to St. Johns County the wrong time, wrong place. So our people set up in the area, they won't give up. They know that suspect is in the area. Next thing you know, he pops out of Waffle House, gets into a car. We take that car down. They're all wanted for warrants. We get our suspect. He's still muddy from the foot chase. It's modern policing. It's old-fashioned policing. And it's a community that's not afraid to call us and go, hey, a guy just walked out of Waffle House that's all muddy with no shirt on and no shoes. Okay. I mean, our people aren't afraid to call us.
Actually, Waffle House, that's not that unusual.
Good enough.
No shoes, no shirt, no service. That's a good point, actually.
I talked about another case real quick. So Pilot Truck Stop up there on 210 had a significant robbery based on, the circumstance of the case. 3 suspects, one's in a car, 2 come inside. They end up pushing the clerk down. The clerk actually has serious bodily injury done to her.
No.
They go behind the counter and they rob behind the counter. Long story short, of course, they get away that night and we go to work using modern technology-based policing, surveillance, just doing a little bit of good old-fashioned policing. They had committed 30 crimes since September 2023, all the way up until January 11th when we started working the case.
Wow.
And so you talk about 30 cases, how many victims, for goodness sakes?
Really?
But they came out of Jacksonville. They'd done these thefts, these robberies all around the area, not in St. Johns County. Our men and women put the head down and solve this case, and they're all in custody. And they want confessions. Like, hey, admit to your crime. Own up to your accountability in life, right?
Yeah.
Got confessions, all in custody.
Wow.
30 cases solved.
Wow.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. Good
That's
stuff.
a big
Do
deal.
you guys ever
Amazing.
get fussy that you have to clean up a lot of their dirty laundry up there in Duval?
We're a suburban in Duval. I think, but let's just face it.
Okay.
We're a suburban in Duval County. We have a great partnership, of course, with Duval County Sheriff's Office.
Good,
TK Waters is a very, very close friend of mine. We share intelligence. Unfortunately, we share suspects, just the way it is.
Yeah.
And with that being said, no, I feel that we're very vulnerable. I mean, look at the picture of St. Johns County and who we are and what we represent down here. And stores on 95, Felony Lane. We're just we're crime of opportunity and we're accessible, but not on our watch.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, don't come here.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Don't steal from an outlet. How cheap can you be? I mean, come on. It's already discounted enough.
Because other parts of the country, it's non-respondable by law enforcement.
Right.
There's parts of this country where law enforcement will not respond
Like that's highway
to
patrol.
a retail theft. No.
Yeah.
But so I feel like other people are going to keep testing these waters going, let's go try St. Johns County.
So dopey.
Yeah, get out of me.
Come on, we'll get them all. We'll lock them all up.
Let God sort them out.
There you go.
Bless you.
There you go.
Probably not a good comment. Just kidding.
Hey, I want to talk to you about a couple other things. We
Please.
got to handle a little bit of business here and let everybody know about gas and music coming to our area. So we will get right into the Gas Buddy Gas Report right now. And that is, of course, brought to us. Well, I'll tell you who it's brought to us by in a second.
Very special. Very special person.
I was just trying to stall for 2 seconds while the page loaded.
There you go.
All right. Sunoco at 2199 North Ponce. They are reporting at 289 this morning. Oh. We have got the Mobile and Circle K at 800 South Ponce, 292. That is the same with the Owens, 292. We got the Sunoco at 450 South Ponce. Looks like they are at 292 as well. And my page is loading very, very slow, so that's all we got.
Oh, that's it.
That's all we got for this morning.
That's all you need to know.
Who do you
anyway.
blame for that one?
My computer's been just going really slow this morning.
I'm having issues over here too.
Are you?
The hamster's not getting on the wheel. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. Okay, Chris Lucero Bail Bonds gives us that gas report. If you are in trouble, no matter what it's for, Chris can get you out as soon as possible. He is available 24/7 to provide fast and reliable bail services, ensuring that you or your loved one can get out of jail and back to your life as soon as possible. He's available 24/7, like I said, 904-822-BAIL. We got some live music happening today and tonight as well. We're going to start with Chase Foraker. That's a new one.
Hey, Chase.
Pierre's Pub at 1 o'clock. Mike Cook at the Backyard Island Cafe at Meehan's at 1. Yale Dre and Zaza Flamenca at the Cellar Upstairs at 1 o'clock. Heather Craig, Trade Winds at 1. Teal Cabana Club Band.
Oh, that sounds tropical.
Yeah. They're at Ancient City Bourbon and Boards at 4. Fawn Kaiser at Krabby's at 5. House Cats at Marina Munch at 5. We got Mark Hart at Trade Winds at 5 o'clock. Trevor Compton at OC White's at 5:30. Eddie Pickett, Mellow Mushroom at 6. Musical Chairs, Prohibition Kitchen at 6 o'clock. Allen Arena. Oh. I thought at first it said Alien Arena, and I thought that was a really cool name, but Allen's okay too.
Allen.
Hurricane Patty's at 6. Committee at the Cellar Upstairs at 6. Circus at the Colonial Oak at 7. Vinny Jacobs at Krabby's at 7. Judy Collins, Ponte Vedra Concert Hall at 8 o'clock.
Oh, sweeping the nation.
Uncle Marty at Sarbez at 8. Josh Tennessee Worthy at Meehan's at 9. Vegas Gray, Trade Winds at 9. And that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
It's a lot.
That brought to us by Griffin Services. Your home's comfort is their top priority at Griffin. They specialize in AC, plumbing, and electrical services, plus unique offerings like standby generators, water softeners, and gas work. They're the home of the free service call and upfront quotes, and you can experience fast, friendly, and affordable service 7 days a week. Give them a call, 904-500-2653. Also, our friends at Fidus Roofing. You want to make sure that roof is inspected. You want to make sure you don't have damages up there because you never get up on your roof. You don't know. You don't know what could have happened over the last couple of weeks. Maybe a tree fell on your house, like a branch. I mean, not a whole tree. You'd know if a whole tree fell on your house, right? Maybe a branch fell on your house, something fell on the roof and just knocked some stuff out of place. And now you got a little bit of a leak. You won't know until it's too late, unless you call Fidus Roofing. Get them up on your roof, 904-355 Roof.
They do pavers.
And gutters.
All right, that was fast.
Yeah, we're trying to get back to the sheriff.
Very
Yeah.
fast.
Jeez. Don't waste time.
Yeah.
You're doing great.
I know.
I know.
I know.
I know.
Jeez.
Is your title like the director? Or your owner? What is your title?
I don't know.
Founder.
Founder, that's nice.
Yeah.
I like founder.
Yeah, that's nice. All right, we'll go with that.
I call him Pete.
The Pete.
Yep.
COO.
The Pete.
He's the Pete,
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
not repeat.
No. Original.
We done?
Yeah.
We done here?
Yeah,
All
we'll
right.
see.
Great. All right.
You're doing great.
Sheriff, I want to talk to you a little bit about something that that you worked almost as soon as you became the sheriff. A case that really not only rocked St. Johns County, but rocked the nation.
Yeah.
With how absolutely horrific it was.
Right.
Yesterday was Tristan Bailey's birthday.
Yeah, yeah.
I believe we'll be talking to her family next week.
Are you
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, we're talking
as
to the
well.
family
And I'm
on
excited
Monday.
to do that.
Wait till you
so
meet this
honored.
crew.
Yeah.
Wait till you meet this crew.
Forrest
From
and
everything
Stacey.
I've seen,
Yeah,
just
first class.
amazingly inspiring folks.
Unbelievable. Just by
I don't
talking
get
to
it.
them.
I don't get it in life. You know what I'm saying? You meet these people in life because of an incident where their daughter is taken, stabbed to death.
Yeah.
And then you become family and friends. And that family is the family. They'll tell you when they get in here, that's the family that checks on me. When I got stuff going on in life, they're like, Sheriff, you doing okay?
Yeah.
Wow.
Who? And then you introduce, Madison Shemitz to the show. You should need to have her in here. That girl's a rock star.
I've tried. If you
yeah.
can help me with
I
that
can help you
connection,
that.
honestly, I know it's a sensitive thing, but I'd love that on it. I think this is going to be the Bailey's coming on the show
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah.
We'll definitely show people that what we can do as
By
far
far.
as and spread the legacy, spread the
By
lights,
far.
and show
Sure.
how our community has changed in those situations.
I completely agree. Yeah, Madison Shemitz
Thank
is
you.
another one, and of course, Kirsten Bridigan's another one.
Oh,
those
love
are people
to-
that
yeah.
became a part of our agency, for goodness sakes. I mean,
Right.
they're I consider them friends now, and they're family now, and I hate it because, of course, so you got some pending cases in two of those. One's not in our jurisdiction, which is good, but you got Madison Shemitz, for goodness sakes, who was never going to walk again, paralyzed forever.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then you got a family that on Mother's Day, where their daughter is taken.
Yeah.
And then they became, now they're involved in the community now with foundations and trying to give back and scholarships.
Yes.
I don't get it. I
That's
don't get it.
incredible.
These people
I
are
do.
amazing.
It's
I
called
love
our
these
community. It's amazing people that
people.
live here.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So she's coming in. They're coming in. Stacy and Forrest.
Yes.
Okay, that's powerful.
So
Yeah.
excited.
They named.
I'm excited to meet them.
I'm going to say this wrong, but I didn't know that there's actually hairless cats
Okay. Yeah.
And one of their daughters actually breeds them, kind of thing. And
Super cool.
There's one Sheriff Rob Hardwick.
Hey, I love it. That's they're really cool
Probably
cats.
because of your handsome good looks.
I thought he was very handsome.
Didn't Dr. Evil have them? Wasn't he?
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Dr. Evil.
Yeah. But anyways, that's powerful. Yeah, awesome. So Tristan Bailey, yesterday's birthday. And matter of fact, yesterday morning I can show you the text message. First thing in the morning I text him, and then he sends back something more inspirational than me. And it's like, my text message, I'm like, hey, good morning, Forrest. What do you say to it? And I'm driving over to Dade City for a meeting yesterday. I said, what do you say to a family and a father that, are just, and he responds back with this quote to me like, Sheriff, you're one of the most strong. Just kind of crazy, man, how strong they are. Mm-hmm. And
what does that do to shape the rest of your term as a sheriff? Jumping into that case, just weeks on the job for you. How did that affect you going into it? And did that change your perspective at all as going into being the sheriff?
It did, because my career, I had worked in a lot of big cases, between the state attorney's office, of course, and my professional career. But this case, as a leader of the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, of course, when that staff page came out that we had a missing, 13-year-old, my heart sunk because I went back to Haley Cummings in Putnam County. Even though I wasn't the case agent on that, there was a lot of case agents on that when, of course, Jeff Hardy had just taken office. And, of course, Haley Cummings, this little girl, vanishes off the face of the earth. Mm-hmm. So I got sick to my stomach, actually. We were heading up there to meet with my staff, of course, and you got a 13-year-old girl missing. And this is how I'm going to start my career as a sheriff in St. Johns County.
Right.
And then you're hoping the whole way up there, by the way, you're going to get that text message in a minute. She shut her friend's house, didn't answer her phone, playing a game or something. So you're waiting for it. Because 99.9% of the time, that's what happens. Mm-hmm. Even on the beach, when you get a 5-year-old kid missing on the beach, the phone call's coming. You just get used to it. It's like, okay, the kid wandered off down the sand.
They walked the wrong way.
Wrong way,
water.
Yeah.
Or the silver alerts.
Yes, you're right.
Mm-hmm. Right? They're real.
Yeah. So here's this case as we're driving, of course, from southern St. Johns County to northern St. Johns County, and there's nothing coming out besides the community's out and about searching. And then, of course, the suspect pops up and gives a statement, which you kind of read through some of that stuff in hindsight now. Mm-hmm. But anyways, that being said, again, it's one of those sheriffs where it's one of those times as a sheriff is you can't mess this case up. You have to provide the love and support to the family now of a missing, baby, 13-year-old girl.
Yeah.
And then you also have to provide that same love and support for a community that's grieving the loss or the missing person. Mm-hmm. But then also too, you have a massive response capabilities there between, what would be helicopters and drones and dogs and, volunteers and, your uniform crime center coming up or uniform command center coming up there. It's a massive footprint going into motion like that. Then feeding the media. How much do you give them? How much do you not give them and stuff? So as a sheriff, really kind of put my feet to the fire. I had amazing people there with me, side by side through the entire thing. We had an amazing investigative team with that. Sergeant Kurt Hannon at the time, he was a detective in our major crimes unit. He was the lead investigator on that, detective on that. And then Ashley Mitchell is our VA on that, our victim advocate on that. We couldn't have had a better team. And again, to watch, you train. And I'll be honest with you, we're in a profession that when we're not working, you eat your own. But when we're working and we're busy, no one can do it better than us in this profession. I've watched it my whole career. And it physically went to work on Mother's Day. I watched it all come together going, wow, I'm the sheriff of this agency, and this is how we do business in St. Johns County. And then fast forward to, like you just said, I still have a relationship with victims, and that's my passion for people too as well.
Yeah.
Because as we all know, you can't take your children right before the parents. It's always supposed to go parents first, then children. Yeah. Well, they live
when
that
things
nightmare.
get out of order.
Yeah, sure.
And as a parent, you're a parent too. When you hear those things, you're just like,
why?
You have zero words.
Sure.
All you can do is have sympathy.
Yep.
And you can't say, "Oh, I know how." You don't know how they feel.
Right.
And that's probably one of the worst things to say to a person is, "I know how you." No, you don't.
You have no
how
clue.
they feel.
No.
And I think for you as coming in, it really probably got to let you see the talent that you
by far
were leading at that point and see the true human side of your people.
Yep.
So
because you guys adopted this family into your family.
Oh,
and it sounds like they did the same.
To this day.
And we all kind of did in St. Johns County. This hit so many of us so hard, especially people, with kids in their lives. To
agree.
put themselves in that position.
It was the worst of the worst cases that you could get as a brand new sheriff. And listen, I'm not going to, downplay any death at all or any violent crime case at all. But as a sheriff, a child missing, a child suspect, and I should say a grown-up suspect because he acted like a grown-up. But anyways, and then a community upside down. I mean, because they're all neighbors. I mean, with that being said, so just one of those cases that where you get better off of it, and I think we have. But then you also take guidance from people like this. Going, I mean, we sat down. How can we do our job better? What did we do wrong? What did we do right?
Yeah.
And this is the family that's going to tell you because they want the next one to be even better.
Yeah.
But now this is the family now that's linked up with a victim that should be dead. I mean, Madison should be dead. But this is now the victim that's they're her support channel, and she's their support channel. And maybe that's the missing Tristan. I don't know. But with that being said, just things happen in life. I can't explain it. I think we all can explain our own way. But with that being said, it's one of those things where it was meant to be. We got a sacrifice of a young child, horrific murder. I mean, almost 120 stab wounds, for God's sakes. Horrible. Yeah. And then here we come forward as a community where them reaching out to us, giving us awards, awarded our victim advocate with their Tristan Bailey, of the year award for the foundation. I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's powerful. It is powerful, but also too on that Tristan Bailey case, I saw the support that we had. I'm just going to bring it up, but during my campaign, we saw support where you never know what it was. I saw the support in the uniform in the Tristan Bailey case. It all came together. It's like it's emotional. I mean, I got my car a couple of times, like just cried, just like, oh my God, this family lost their daughter.
Yeah, horrifically lost their daughter. Yeah. And it's what we do in the darkness qualifies for the light. And so that's what this community does. We rally in the darkness so that we can enjoy being in the light together. And that's what the legacy of Tristan Bailey is going to bring.
You wait to wait, you'll feel the power of this family when they get in this room. I'm telling you.
Can't wait.
And what they give back to this community now based on what happened and what they gave before this. They were off the radar before that. And they put up with media in their front yard. People, on social media, I mean, just saying hateful things about a deceased little girl.
Right.
But that's the power of this social media now that we didn't have 20 years ago. So those are things we had to juggle and stuff. And that's the thing we had to bring in going, stay off social media. Just like my team now is like, Sheriff, stay off social media. It's not who you are. What these people are saying, they don't even know you. Stay off social media. And they're right. And that's what they do to them and these other victims.
How do you deal with, because boy, people don't realize getting into campaigns and things like that. Boy, you just open yourself up for all this hatred and these lies and things like that.
Lies.
I mean, when you just hear people lying on your name, does that still personally affect you? Or, I mean, how do you deal with that?
Or there's certain people that affect you.
Well, what's funny is you read this stuff, and sometimes during the first campaign, I'll tell you, I was reading this stuff going, is that who I really am? Is that how people see me?
No.
Well, I think the election results actually showed how people saw me. And sometimes, but see, I've got a lot better. I was very addicted because it was like, it was during the campaign for the first time, and I was watching social media thinking what people are saying about me, my wife, and my family. And I'm going to tell you what, we're very private. They don't know my boys. And they were saying stuff about my boys. You don't know my boys.
See,
they're two cream of the crop kids, serving our country and doing other great things. Leave them out of this garbage. And, bringing my wife into this stuff too as well. So you can say what you want about me. I'm so much more thick-skinned now than I ever have been because I know who Rob Hardwick is, and the people that are loyal to me and have known me since I was a little boy know who Rob Hardwick is. But we're very private too as well. I don't drink. I don't smoke. You guys all know that. It's been a long time since I've done any of that. And with that being said, I don't hang out in bars. I don't hang out in places where I don't supposed to be. So if you got something on me, it's my wife who has it on you. And like I said, we've all made mistakes in life, and I'm one of those too as well.
Of course. But the thing is, and this is why Kendall is so special, is you can take, I can take when people say stuff about me.
Me too.
But the people that love me and the people that are closest to me are usually the ones that get the maddest.
I have to agree.
And it's harder. It's harder on them.
It is
in a lot of ways. Because they know the true you, and you're like, I mean, they're when you're in the public, and I mean, you're seeing some of this now and you probably are catching a little bit of it too, but. You're going to get some of those things, and some of the things are just so outrageous.
I love that.
You're just like.
Bring it.
Where does this even
where did it come from?
Where does this
because they're keyboard warriors. I can't stand it.
I don't even know who these people are.
And
then they're just attacking. Like I see it happening to you, and we're close friends, and it's just like,
really?
Come on. Yeah, that's not. That's not even close. To what reality is.
I'll be honest with you. I think people now, that turns them off. Like these stupid flyers we get in the mail during these elections and stuff. I mean, I look at them going, like, what are we, kids?
Who cares?
Who cares, right?
The more attention you put to it, the more gratification they get for it.
And I feel like if I answer to this stuff, then you're falling into what they want you to do.
100%. It's a whip.
And I get agitated quick. I mean, I'm that guy. You can piss me off pretty quick.
Right.
But I've come a long, long ways with a beautiful wife and people just saying, it's not who you are. Why would you get upset about that? You're right. I guess I got an agency to run.
Yeah.
I got an election to win. And again, if it doesn't, life moves on for me. I move on.
The people that have my number can text me if they have a problem
Totally
with me.
agree.
The people that don't have my number, I could care less about.
Right. There you go.
And I think you've suffered this, and this is the one that you can never defend yourself on. And I think you've seen some of this. Is when someone calls you, your life, someone calls you prejudiced, and you can't defend yourself.
You can't defend yourself.
You can't defend yourself against outrageous statements
No,
like
you can't.
that.
No.
And it's that those things hurt when you go, I can't even defend myself against this. But this is so ridiculous.
Yep.
Hopefully people see the real me.
And I think sometimes you really don't have to go defend yourself because it's such a small percentage.
No.
Yeah, it really
People in
is.
St. Johns County.
It only hurts when you try to.
I'm telling you right now, you're exactly right. Yep, you're absolutely right. Yep.
Yeah.
Pick your battles.
Yep.
Awesome.
Well, Sheriff, we always appreciate your time. Thank you so much for coming in and keeping us informed. And
again,
absolutely.
I'm going to say every time, Pete, when we have a major incident, something like that, you get a hold of us, you get clear, concise, and factual information, you put it out, you come to our scenes. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Amazing human being.
Appreciate y'all's support. Thank you.
Have a great weekend.
You too as well.
Enjoy
Thank
the
you.
weekend.
Yes, thank
Relax. I know that's not
not
even a
happening.
possibility.
Go on an adventure. There it is.
There you go.
Is that what they're called?
There you go.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
There
Thank
you go. Take care, Sheriff. Troy, how do you want to approach the comments from today, man?
I'm going to check the Friday findings featured by our amazing followers.
Okay.
All right.
As you do that, I will talk about our amazing insurance agency, Bates, Hewitt, and Floyd. They set the standard that your home is more than a house. It's where your memories are made. They focus on protecting your biggest investments so you can focus on making those memories with yourself and your family. Having a reliable local insurance agency like Bates, Hewitt, and Floyd with over 40 years of experience in homeowners insurance, auto, commercial, and benefits can be a valuable asset in navigating the unpredictable insurance market. Christy is readily available at their St. Augustine office, conveniently situated across from Flagler UF. She offers complimentary policy reviews, which is a helpful service for anyone looking to ensure their insurance coverage is up to date and suitable for their needs. Give them a call, 794-5455, or visit them at 165 South Park, Suite C. Also, our friends at Willow and Mane Beauty Bar. If you're tired of looking tired, head over to Willow and Mane. Feeling like your hair's in a rut? Willow and Mane is your hair hut. Whether you need to fix your frame or anything else, you can take your mug to Willow and Mane. From classic highlights to hair extensions, whether your hair is oily, crunchy, curly, straight, limp, or a little bit of a wimp, they'll whip it and clip it into shape. Don't let a hair emergency stress you out. Give them a call, book your next appointment. Check out their latest specials on Instagram at Willow and Mane Beauty Bar. And hey, dudes, Men's Day is Wednesday. All right, what you got, Troy?
All right. Unfortunately, I was having trouble with my comments the whole day. I don't know, Davey, if you
It's
were
been a glitchy day online.
I have to go out and come back in, so I'm only getting parts of the comments. But I know Ann and Anastasia appreciate your stars there. People were real excited about the announcement. Good tease today. And the shows that popped up a couple times, and I got to check them out, is Follow Me Once and White Lotus. Those came up several times.
Good. Parker Posey's going to be in the next one too.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
So, so I got to check those out, and that's pretty much all I got today. Unfortunately, the comments were. It looks like
glitchy.
Everybody else was having a good time, but I couldn't see it.
Yeah, we were a little glitchy on this end. Yeah. What you got for STOITM stat, man?
All right, STOITM stat 1809. Today, he said that one of the new dogs, his name is Raven.
Right.
Today is Edgar Allan Poe's birthday. 1809.
Nevermore.
Here's the guy who created horror stories. Mm-hmm. He was such a interesting guy, tormented guy. He married his 13-year-old cousin.
Jeez.
His parents died early. He got adopted by a rich tobacco guy. Went to University of Virginia. Gets kicked out 8 months later. Has to go in the Army. Gets accepted at West Point. Hates West Point. Walks down the campus in West Point naked, gets kicked out, and then still ends up being probably one of the most famous, if not the most famous, writers in American history.
Yeah.
Dies at the age of 40, found in a ditch in Baltimore.
Jeez.
In someone else's clothes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
He was still alive, but he died at the hospital later that day. But it was he was gone for 3 days, found in a ditch, and someone else's.
Sounds like a Florida man.
Oh, he was born in Boston, but I think he's got a lot of Florida man in him.
There's a little
Sounds
bit
like
of,
it.
Yeah, chutzpah there.
Yeah.
But I mean, just an interesting life in those 40 years.
What a brain on that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Just probably wouldn't want to spend much time in there.
No, he's just tormented. He probably was ahead of his time and maybe would have had a better life with the current medicine we have today.
Good point, but probably wouldn't have been as brilliant if he had to get numbed up by some of that medicine we got out there now.
Yeah, you let it flow through.
Yeah. All right. That brought to us by our friends at St. Augie's Pizza. Get in there and try a slice today. It is absolutely fantastic. It is a great day for pizza, and it's a great day for St. Augie's Pizza. Plugs, Troy.
All right, I just want to give a shout out to the lady I gave a hard time to at the Burger House last night.
What?
We were all coming in and we were joking and we were playing after bollocks, and there was two people coming at us, and we were like, "Oh, go ahead." And the first person walks by, and then the second person goes to go, and I say, "Oh no, not you." You know, just to give her a hard time.
Yeah.
And she was laughing, and she goes, "It's okay, I'll do whatever you say. I watch you on the 904. Love you.
There you go.
Love you, appreciate you," and it just kind of made my night. So
That's cool.
yeah.
Very good.
What you got, Davey?
Hey, just don't use an apostrophe in St. John's. That's all. Love y'all. Just
Great advice.
Try for me.
Great advice. We don't take you seriously when you use the apostrophe.
I don't.
in
I
St.
stopped
John's.
reading.
Right?
Stop reading.
We're like, oh, this doesn't matter.
It's okay. Just go back through your posts if you posted, please, and fix it. Thank
Plugs,
you.
Clay.
Looks like those lanes are opening back up there, and
Okay.
I'll be at this weekend. Last chance to get tickets.
Okay. Good deal. Thank you, sir. Where can people get tickets? Do you know?
Yes, I will post something on my socials.
Okay. Cool. There we go. Oh, I see vehicles coming out of the woods there.
Yeah,
Look
they
at
finally
that.
got that on the trailer.
Yeah.
truck
Okay.
there.
It was a truck for people who couldn't see that earlier.
It was a
Stuck
big truck.
there
They
in
had
the
to
woods.
get like a crane and pull it out.
Jeez,
Tried to
man, you've been
pop it
watching this the whole time?
Yes.
It's been like your sideshow, huh?
Yeah, I had it in the little mini screen too.
Okay, nice. All right, guys, thank you for another great week of shows. It's been fun. Thank you out there for watching. Davey and I will be back at 3, and we will see you then. Have a great weekend if we don't.
Bye-bye.